All right, hello, wine-drinking people. Today is Wednesday, April 6th. Just getting ready to take down some Ribeira del Douro tonight. Friday night, we've got Mr. Alex Gamble's wines on the table. Then next week, a little New Zealand wine on Tuesday at the Tower Club. And then the Great Wine Seminar going on next weekend. We've got an event here Friday next weekend also. I don't know how we're going to do that, but we've already got some reservations for that. So the Borgogno tasting will be going on as well next Friday. All right, but today, what did I drink yesterday? Man, we had a pretty good day in the store yesterday. Just two suppliers. And the first up, we had one of our friends from Fisher Vineyards in. And Fisher Vineyards, one of the landmark properties in Napa, well, right on the Napa-Sonoma border up there in the mountains, kind of straddling both of the, well, actually the winery's address is in Santa Rosa, kind of an odd thing. But they do make wines from both Napa and Sonoma fruit. And this is a winery that was started by Fred Fisher, Fred and Julie, his wife, in the 70s. And he's from the car business. Some of you may have heard of Body by Fisher, so a very famous interior producer for GM cars, Oldsmobiles. I don't know if you have I don't know if they still put the Fisher name on the interior cars, but I think they're completely out of that business now. But the whole family is now involved in the wine business. The next generation, Whitney is the winemaker, Robert is the GM, and Cameron is in sales, and they've all got wines named after him. So, this family gives me inspiration. It's nice to see the next generation following you into business. And, well, they've had some great winemakers consult here along the way, Paul Hobbs and Mia Klein. And, well, I think Whitney pretty much has the helm now. She is on her own, and very impressive wines, these Fisher wines. The newest in the lineup, the Unity. This has got some purchase fruit in addition to their estate fruit from select vineyards throughout Napa. And the first time I've ever had the rosé from them. This 2009 rosé, a Pinot Noir. They don't make a Pinot Noir, I don't think, so they must source this from somebody else, obviously. And producers in Carneros. And this is some lovely red cherry fruit here showing, and strawberry, a nice amount of floral tones also on the nose, ripe, succulent red cherry berry fruit on the tongue with nice balanced acidity and finish nice and dry. A really refreshing style of rosé. And hey, it's summer year-round here in South Florida, folks. You guys should drink more rosé. I don't drink much rosé personally, but I like it. I had a bottle last night, as a matter of fact. Okay, Fisher Unity Chardonnay up next. This is also a new addition to the lineup. I think it's the first time I've had their Chardonnay. It had this lovely juicy fruit kind of nose, Asian pear, cinnamon spice, some lightly toasted oak notes there with a hint of banana and creme brulee also, and some minerality showing on the nose too, not just a tutti fruity Chardonnay. A nice amount of juicy fruit on the tongue, nice balanced acidity, and good freshness on the finish, just a touch of oak. Most people have been lightening up on the oak today. We like to see that. Better balanced Chardonnays coming out of California. All right, next up we had the Mountain Estate Chardonnay. This is from the 12 to 1,400 foot elevation east-facing vineyards. It's all Sonoma fruit on that side of the winery, and very challenging vineyards to farm up there in the mountains. You have a big problem with birds. They have to net a lot of their vineyards to keep from losing their entire crop. This wine has a lovely intensity on the bouquet, lovely lemon drop candy kind of fruit, toasty oak nuance, and those fresh kind of rock minerality showing on the nose there, and a hint of buttered toast there, a little bit of anise also. Really complex bouquet of aromas here. A wonderful concentration on the palate with a nice Burgundian approach, meaning a little more austere on the fruit, a little more acidity, maybe a little bit overbearing at the moment, but you could just tell, man, this wine is going to do well with a little time in the bottle. Most excellent, one of the best Chardonnays that I've had this year from California. All right, next up, the Cameron Fisher Red. And this is one of the newer estate wines, and Cameron was the last to come on to work at the vineyard, so the last one to get a wine named after her. Makes sense. Sweet cherry and currant berry fruit, cassis, lightly toasted oak spice, a hint of milk chocolate. Very forward and seductive. I don't want to say like Cameron, but that's what they're plugging this wine as. Smooth and ripe, round tannins on the tongue, loads of forward and seductive fruit, really nice freshness and balance, a really nice drinking Cabernet Sauvignon-based wine. All right, next up, the Coach Insignia. This is one of their big wines. This is one of their most important wines in the portfolio. Coach, obviously inspired by Body by Fisher, thus Coach Insignia, and a good hand of fresh earth on the nose here. A very distinct herbal signature that Cabernet Sauvignon's got. Tight currant berry fruit, smoky, toasty oak spice. Really nice complexity on the nose there. Big and chewy wine with lots of finesse and elegance. A firm hand of acidity also, with those spices and earth nuances echoing through the finish. Really nice bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. Hey, we didn't have the lamb or the the wedding vineyard, but they do make about 4 or 5 different cabs, and they're all outstanding at Fisher. All right, next up, we had Ramsey, our new rep from Gallo Winery, some wines from an old friend, William Hill.